Good evening, Sagittarius, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. If you're new to my channel, I certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions. Okay, Sag, I'm sure you've seen me posting these past life type readings, okay? And so that's what I like to do for you guys, to just give you a sense of who you may have been, the occupation you may have worked, how you may have died, ladies and gentlemen, your greatest victory, your greatest challenge, as well as the most important lesson that you learned in that life that you might want to consider embracing in this life. So, this reading is mostly suitable for those of you who believe in reincarnation. So, you may ask, what is in fact reincarnation? Reincarnation, ladies and gentlemen, is the belief that human spirit, because it's eternal as a promise from God, survives the death of the body and returns to recurring lifetimes in a variety of circumstances, as well as bodies, okay? So, some of you, even though you may be a woman in this life, you may have potentially been a man and a formal life. We've all have, kind of been both male and female. And rest assured, Sagittarius, that this is by no means the only past life that you've had. So, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go on and just shuffle up my shadow tarot deck here. And I'm going to ask Spirit to take me back to a time before the womb so that I could just give you a sense of one of your past lives here to see what it is that you experience, and usually a lot of negative type things most of the times, okay? Because we're certainly here to grow, and in each life we get better and better, right? So we're gonna more than likely show you qualities that you probably need to surrender, okay? So Spirit, please take me back to a time before the womb to give Sagittarius a clear view of a past existence. Okay? Let me go on and just cut these real quick. Spirit, I ask that you take me back to a time before the womb. Okay? All right. Sagittarius, let's start off by just examining the card that fell to the bottom of the deck here. Wow. Okay, we have the Six of Cups. Okay? So, with having that card, it appears, Pisces, that you had an arduous time letting go of the past, letting go of past hurts. And you found it also hard to adapt, to be flexible. You had a torrid past, I'm getting, and many skeletons in your closet. You were a bit immature, Sagittarius, and I see that you didn't really want to be responsible, to grow up, if you will. You felt your family worked against you and brought you down here. A lot of you felt like as if you were the black sheep of the family that I'm getting. You were also concerned about children or the lack thereof, because some of you I'm kind of getting you maybe you possibly didn't have kids, or you were just concerned about a child I'm getting, or children. Okay, because we do have children here shown here in this symbolism there. Okay, so it could go either way. And it seems, ladies and gentlemen, that many of you really, you just had very unrealistic expectations in your pursuit to move forward here. Let's move right on along and see who you were and how your interaction was with your family here. Okay, let's select the card here. We have the Ace of Swords. All right. So with this card, it seems that many of you were very oblivious to your situation. You were very confused, I feel. You struggled a bit with your family due to your inability, ladies and gentlemen, to make rational decisions. You felt victimized. You also suffered a lot of legal problems, I'm kind of getting. Okay? Let's move right along and look at what your age or possible gender and occupation may have been. Okay? Interesting. We have justice. Okay? So Sag with justice there, that's usually that card represents a woman here. Okay? So I'm getting that you were in fact a woman in this life. And some of you may have been a social worker, or you perhaps you were a correctional officer, or you were just some type of an agent or a clerk, of the court here. I feel that you were between the ages of 35 and 40. Some of you might even also have been a judge or a lawyer. Okay? And what this card is suggesting is that you certainly believed in equality. You believed, Sagittarius, in fairness, in ethics, in integrity and truth. Okay? Let's move right along to get additional indication of various professions that you might have worked, and also to look at whatever strength or talents that you possessed. Okay? We have the Chariot. Also another interesting card here. So that kind of shows me here that some of you even might have worked in the military. All right? And it seems that your greatest talent or strength is that you put in a considerable amount of effort, ladies and gentlemen, to overcome problems. Because this is certainly a very successful card here. Okay? And some of you might even have done work involving transportation, or you may have even been a spiritual counselor, or a mediator of some sort here that I'm getting. Okay? So now let's move on and see exactly what was your greatest victory in this lifetime. Okay, let's select the card here. All right, we have the World. So certainly, the World is certainly a culmination of all of the cards that preceded it, right? So your greatest victory was reaching your goal. It was having peace and freedom, embracing change. It's a feeling of having finally reached the promised land here that I'm getting with this card, if you will. All right? And of course, with greatest victories, always come greatest challenges as well, ladies and gentlemen. So let's examine what might have been your greatest challenge. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands here. And with this card, that suggests that your greatest challenge was feeling as if you were stuck in a rut, procrastinating a bit too much, okay? Or being constantly frustrated when things really simply didn't go your way here. I'm also feeling too, since you guys were a woman here, I'm feeling that you were challenged because I see that some of you had a miscarriage or an abortion, I'm kind of getting here in this past life. And you felt worthless as a result. And some of you became even barren as a result of this situation too. So it's a possibility that some of you might have didn't have kids, okay? Even though that the kids shows in that Six of Cups here in the beginning here. Because I'm feeling that a lot of you didn't, or you wanted to have them, okay? So let's move right along then and just see how you might have died here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I'm going to select a few cards for that to address this issue here with you guys. So that I can get a clear view, I'm going to select 3 cards here, okay? So, we have, let me show them to you. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the 9 of Wands, okay? And we have also the King of Wands there. So I'm going to combine these cards and kind of give you what I'm kind of sensing here in terms of what caused your ultimate demise, okay? I feel that you dying pretty much being an iconic bitch, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You died complaining, and you had a lot of resentment within you, okay? You felt people treated you so wrongly here, okay? I also feel that many of you were alone when this happened. And it seems that I'm getting some type of either head trauma or some type of stress, something towards the upper body here, okay? And then to just clarify this with this with this nine wands here, as well as the king of wands. All of these cards refer to the upper body area. So it looks like something went wrong with your joints or your tendons as well, or something connected with your head that caused your death. I'm kind of getting. Okay? So now let's look at, ladies and gentlemen, what was the greatest or the lesson that you learned that you may want to consider bringing into this life. Okay? You have the hangman. All right? So, with the hangman here, it seems that you learn to embrace alternative ways of doing things. You learn to be able, ladies and gentlemen, to make sacrifices for the greater good while surrendering your need to control the outcome. You also let go of toxic behaviors that really no longer serve your evolution. All right? So, continuing on in that vein, ladies and gentlemen, what I like to do is to go in and just take out another deck of my cards here if I can find them. Okay. I have so much stuff up here. Oh, here they are. And just give you a few more messages here on what you might want to consider surrendering or letting go to transform your experience. Okay? So, Spirit, what final messages would you like me to share with Sagittarius? Okay? Now, if I didn't mention this reading has no expiration period, although I am giving it until, labeling it from now until the end of December. It really does not expire here. So it's something that you can work with, okay? And keep in mind that if this reading really resonates within your soul, be sure to give this reading a big thumbs up and subscribe if you've yet to subscribe, okay? So, Spirit, once again, what final messages would you like me to share with Sagittarius in terms of things they might want to consider surrendering? All right, let's see what we have. Spirit really wants you to surrender negative thinking. Spirit wants you to know that you definitely have control over your own thoughts. Understand that when negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on a more positive affirmation. Okay? It's time that you surrender to joy because many of you have been in your heads for quite some time now. Spirit says it's time for you to take a leap of faith and understand that a key to positive change in your life is to let more joy in and to savor every moment of it. It's time that you indulge in random acts of smiling because it's particularly during both the hard and the bad times because this would allow you to embrace more joy. All right? It's time that you surrender obsessive thinking. All right? Certainly, if you are obsessing about a person or, in fact, a situation, it's time that you just simply turn the dilemma over to Spirit and to allow things to go the way that it needs to be going. Because doing so will certainly bring you clarity or even solve the problem for you. Okay? And next here, you might want to surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual healing. And in conclusion today, ladies and gentlemen, I just like to leave you with just one final message here. Okay? One final message that you simply would need to hear from Spirit. Okay? Let's get that message off for you right now, and I'm going to share this message with you in a postcard. Okay? Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eye and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible rooms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is your oyster to co create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. So, this is a very, very, very impressive message, okay? Inspiring message, Sagittarius, okay? So, once again, if you've yet to subscribe to this channel, please take a few moments to subscribe. If you'd like a more personal reading, you can certainly contact me at will.brown at watconsultinginc.net. Okay, thanks a lot for viewing and enjoy your day.